made Aliyah August 2012 with my mom, before I started Shana Bet in Yeshivat HaKotel. March of that year, I was mitkayes to Shirion, to the tank corps, and I served there for a year and a half until after Tzuk Eitan. My tzevit was very unique. I had a gunner who was born in Russia. I had a loader whose parents had made Aliyah from France and from America, and I had a mifaked who was born in Israel himself and grew up here. We work a very close tzevit. We had spent a lot of time together. I really love being in Israel. There's something about it that you just feel at home.
I always grew up in a Zionistic home with a Zionistic family, and the question that I kept asking myself was whether I want to take an active role in the return of the Jewish people to the land of Israel.
The second I brought up the army to my parents, I was a little nervous bringing it up to them. Are they gonna get mad? Are they gonna support the decision? How are they gonna react to that? And I brought it up, and my parents' first reaction was, we would be so proud. They would always say, he's fulfilling our dream of living in Israel and serving in the army.
It's never easy to leave your family, to leave your home behind, the home you knew your entire life. But, you have to keep in mind the ideals that you came with and why you're here and why it's important.
My grandmother was a commander in the Haganah, and I grew up with her stories. I remember visiting here as a little kid, and I ran into Israeli soldiers. They were heroes in my eyes.
We came to yeshiva 3-4 years ago.
We drafted to Kfir with the yeshiva. Josh and I went through basic training, advanced training, and then moved on to active duty in the West Bank.
To be a lone soldier, to be a Chayil B'Deid, it's not easy. You do sometimes get off for Shabbos and you're not sure what you're doing for Shabbos, and you get back to an empty apartment and there's no food, and you really do sometimes feel like you're alone. It really was hard sometimes. We really did all experience that challenge together. And that's the unique thing about making Aliyah, with such good friends through yeshiva, and also doing it, here in Israel, is that you really do feel like you're a family, even the person across the desk in the Misrat HaPnim or your commander in the army.
Throughout my jobs in Chil Chinuch, whether in the beginning working with converts or in the end having my own personal soldiers, I felt like most of my 3 years in the army were dedicated to giving the people around me a more meaningful service. They didn't really have the highest level of motivation to draft. For me, coming from a different country, to be able to show them a little bit about why it was so important for me to come here, I really made a difference in their lives as well as their army services.
After approximately a year in the army, I went out to Course Mefakdim, Course Makim, where I learned to train the next group of soldiers.
It was really the opportunity to be something bigger than myself and to really live that ideal of Torah and Tzionut, to live it actually in reality 100%, not compromising in either one an inch.
It's amazing seeing that all the different groups from Israel, be it Chilunim, Datim, whatever it may be, everyone comes together and respects each other. It was amazing every second of it. Looking back, I feel like it was the biggest honor I've ever had, and I wake up in the morning sometimes wishing I was still in the army.
Being religious in the army certainly had its challenges, but you learn very, very quickly that you have much more in common that you have different. And the most important thing is that people respect people who respect them.
For me, this was a very important opportunity to combine Torah learning with defending Klal Yisrael. It's an incredible experience of which I am very proud and pleased to have done and served.
When Mizrachi-Yeshivot Hesder asked me to work with lone soldiers who come from overseas to serve in the army and help them out and ease that process and get them familiar with the army, with Israel, to have their integration process be a little bit easier, a little more comfortable, I really jumped on the opportunity.
I was lucky enough also while in Hesder to have met my wife. Ironically, we were both originally from the same town in West Hempstead in New York. We very much look forward to going through the Shalhevet Mizrachi program to go in Shlichut to help bring home our brothers and sisters.
The choir was formed by members of the Chutz La'aretz community, all in Hesder Yeshivot, and was formed as a joint effort between the Mizrachi movement and Yeshivat Hesder. It's here to spread a message of Achdut on Yom Yerushalayim.